The X-Men have been defeated by a villainous team-up between Black Tom Cassidy and the Juggernaut. Check out the rest of this video as we continue on with the next exciting chapter in the Phoenix Saga. You're going to want to see how the X-Men get out of this one because, oh boy, this comic really goes places, and before we go there with them, be sure to subscribe to Comic Island for more recaps and reviews. Black Tom Cassidy and the Juggernaut are able to successfully contain the X-Men, save for one, who seemingly disappears in battle. It turns out Nightcrawler was saved by a group of Leprechauns. They take the young mutant to a human that served as seneschal of Cassidy Keep, until Black Tom and his ally Juggernaut took the place over. Now the villains have taken the families that were living in the castle hostage, and the seneschal further reveals that Black Tom and the Juggernaut are doing this all on behalf of a mysterious individual donned in red armor and a horned helmet. The Leprechauns, still Leprechauns, reveal that Nightcrawler escaped the villains because of his body falling into the shadows, where it disappeared entirely. Nightcrawler is alarmed to hear this, as he did not have that superpower before, but when he goes back to the shadows, his body does indeed now seem to turn completely invisible. The Leprechauns then take Nightcrawler where the rest of the X-Men are being held, and the man quickly comes up with a plan. Using his holographic projector, Kurt appears before the villains as Professor Charles Xavier. In a rage, Kane Marco immediately attacks what he believes is his stepbrother, but both villains are shocked when the disguised Kurt Wagner begins jumping around and deftly fighting back. Realizing this is a trick, the Juggernaut strikes out, hitting a wall behind Nightcrawler. In a moment, the wall is obliterated, exposing the room to the outside world. Storm suddenly breaks free of her captivity, finally able to escape the confinement that had left her effectively paralyzed. She is able to escape with Wolverine and Colossus in tow, but the Juggernaut is able to grab Banshee before he too is able to flee. The villains rush to the castle battlements and challenge the X-Men with Banshee as their hostage. Storm flies up at them, leaving her teammates behind. Wolverine calls her a reckless broad because of this, and Colossus decides that Logan needs to be taught a lesson, returning a favor that his teammate paid him earlier by throwing him to the top of the castle. While the villains are distracted by this attack, Nightcrawler uses his new powers to free Banshee, and when the rest of the X-Men push past the defenses, the group regathers for another battle. Once again, Banshee and Black Tom get in a duel, while everyone else desperately tries to hold off the Juggernaut. This time, however, Banshee is able to use the new setting to his advantage, knocking them both over the battlements and relying on his own powers of flight to survive, while Black Tom helplessly falls into the sea below. The Juggernaut, who actually cares about Tom and values their friendship, panics at this and jumps in the water after Tom. Neither return to the surface, and the X-Men are able to enjoy a moment of peace. Little do any of them know, Magneto is aware of all of this, and as he speaks to another being, having been behind this whole affair, he reassures his colleague that the X-Men will be dead before they even know they are under attack.